Crooks and Liars and Alternate and a bunch of other liberal sites have some great articles up about 3 charts you should show your right-wing brother-in-law. Now, it's obvious at this point that Republicans think Obama is a socialist and he's a revolutionary and he's a transformative figure in a negative way. But it's actually obvious to sane people who look at facts that Obama is really a center-right president. So, case in point, this is chart number 1. This is spending. Now remember, the idea is, or the stereotype is, that, you're a goddamn liberal, you spend a shitload of money, you love big government, and you waste it endlessly. Well, that's interesting, because under President Bush, spending increased 88%. Under President Obama, it only increased 3.78%. Goddamn. And that's with dealing with a great recession and digging us out of that hole. It's a near miracle that we've increased private sector jobs and only increased spending 3.78%. All right, let's look at the next chart here. The budget deficit. So the Bush deficit shoots straight up in the air. And the Obama deficit, it falls. In fact, to give specific numbers, President Bush left us with a $1.4 trillion deficit, and President Obama has cut that to about $500 billion. Okay, about $500 billion. And by the way, that number is projected to continue falling. So again, even if you use the conservative mindset and conservative criteria, because if you talk to progressives and people from the MMT School of Economic Thought, I believe it's modern money theory or modern monetary theory, they say we shouldn't even be doing that. We shouldn't even be doing deficit reduction. We should be doing a lot more stimulus, and that should add to the deficit, and that's fine for now, because what we need to do is create more jobs, and that's the way you do it. Okay, so even by a conservative criteria, President Obama is doing what they want. Okay, but of course, they don't give him any credit for that, and they don't actually give a shit about the details. They don't give a shit about the stuff they say they give a shit about, because they just want to hate the guy no matter what he does. And then also, here is the final chart, private sector job creation. Yeah, that would be devastating. You have George W. Bush, of course, getting us into the Great Recession with, and also, to be fair, Clinton, because they got rid of Glass-Steagall under Clinton. But there was more deregulation under Bush as well later on. And what you had was massive amounts of deregulation, tax cuts for the rich, putting 2 wars on the credit card, and it just tanked the economy. The private sector was basically bleeding out. It was a half-dead corpse lying on the floor. President Obama comes in, does the stimulus, which was a very moderate proposal. You know, he compromised a lot with the Republicans. He could have done a better stimulus. He could have done a New Deal and gotten even more job creation, not only private sector, but public sector too. What this chart doesn't show you is public sector actually went down, right? And that's not a good thing. Liberals should be mad about that. Public sector jobs should have went up, right? But while public sector jobs went down, private sector jobs went back up. And as of today, well over 5 million jobs have been created, and there's been nothing but, you know, however many months that is there, a lot of months of straight job growth. So there you have it. The bottom line is this: even if you go by conservative criteria, so if you believe them that they care about the shit that they say they care about, they should be praising President Obama way more than even any liberal should. Because look, liberals, of all these charts here, the only one that you should really be happy about is maybe private sector job growth. The other ones are You don't want it's not even necessarily a good thing that spending went down. To conservatives it is. It's not even necessarily a good thing that the budget deficit went down. To conservatives it is. So this is why we call him a center-right president. He does what the Republicans want. He's a better version of Ronald Reagan. Okay, under Reagan the deficit exploded. But they look at Obama doing the things that they say they want, and they're like, oh, no, we disagree. Well, why do you disagree? Well, see, the thing is, we got nothing. Actually, let's be honest. He's black, he's a Democrat, we hate all Democrats. Not too fond of black people either, so yeah, hatred, that's what we'll spew, and get used to it. we are used to it, but it makes you look very, very silly because you are.